This is the plaintiff, Kimberly. She says her car got burned and melted because the defendant had toxic chemicals in her shed and it caught fire, and the fire melted her car. If that weren't bad enough, she found out the defendant's tenant was also growing marijuana next to the shed. The defendant doesn't seem to think she has to pay for her car damages. She disagrees, and that's why she's suing for the $1,741.15 she's owed. This is the defendant, Anita Marr. She says she didn't set the fire or do anything to cause the fire. She doesn't feel like she should have to pay for the plaintiff's damages. Besides, the plaintiff's car was older and she didn't have any fire insurance on it. It's not like she started a campfire and it damaged the plaintiff's car, so she owes nothing. She's accused of being a fire starter.
Okay, Kimberly, you've asked to be referred to only by your first name. You're suing Anita Mayer for $1,741.15. The total loss value, I guess, of your 1993 Chevy Lumina, which was burned because of a fire from her shed. Tell me what happened.
I wish I knew. I was sleeping. It happened November 12th of last year. Between 5:30, I got woken up to a whole building shaking. My 11-year-old came running in and asked me, you know, what was that? I said, I don't know. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing people over in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot screaming, call 911. So I thought maybe somebody hit the building. I'm looking out the windows. I didn't see anything. So I walk into my kitchen. I have a police officer standing at the door saying, there's a fire. You need to get out. So I ran in, woke up my son, Andrew, and he ran out to see what was going on. He's like, Mom, your keys. He grabbed my car keys, ran downstairs, but the police officer wouldn't let him move my car.
Your car was next. Okay, what had happened?
Her shed evidently blew up.
Okay, how is her shed related to your car, related to where you live, related to where she lived? What's going on?
I have like a little map. This is where...
She'll ask you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna need you right here.
Ma'am.
Okay.
This is the building I live in.
Okay.
And this is
So you live in an apartment building?
I live above a business.
Right, okay, in an apartment.
Right.
All right.
And this is her house in her backyard that runs along here. Right there is her shed.
Okay.
And my vehicle was parked right in there.
So there's no fence in between?
There's a stockade fence.
There is a stockade fence in between one thing and the other?
Yes.
Okay. So, all right, so go ahead and go back. So your son realizes we need to move your car. It's too close to where it is, but the police don't let you because it's dangerous.
Correct.
Right.
I have pictures of the actual, while it was on fire.
Yeah, let's see it. So what happened?
I don't know. I woke up at about 5:25 or so.
Yeah.
To a noise, and I looked out my bedroom window and I saw that there was a flame out there. So I ran out back to see what was going on. There was a small, it was small at that moment.
Right.
I ran back in, I called 911. The police showed up. By the time the fire department had gotten there, it was engulfed. I believe you have a picture of that.
Yeah. And well, did the police or the fire department ever get to the bottom of what was the cause of the fire?
Well, soon after it was out, I called about 5:30. I called 911 a few minutes after 6. A police officer came and asked me if I had known a particular person, which I didn't, and they had said that he had turned up with burns on him.
Oh, because that's the first thing they do is they check the hospitals to see if anybody turned up with burns.
He had just called the ambulance, and the detective said that he felt, given the time frame and the proximity to my home...
Did anybody ever get charged?
No. They couldn't connect him to my house. They checked all the security.
And was he anybody who lived near your area or anything?
He lived within, miles of my home, and the officer said that they felt that given the time span, it would give him enough time to get home and realize he needed help.
You started to say something in your complaint about there was marijuana being... What was that about?
Well, this is the thing. There was, at first they were saying that somebody was in the backyard.
They?
I'm sorry, my neighbor, Anita.
Okay.
She had said that she thought somebody was in her backyard. I think Kathy would be more apt to tell you what she's seen because I personally haven't seen it.
Come on up. Who are you?
Kathleen Kress.
And you are what in relation to them?
I'm the owner of the business that she rents above.
Okay, gotcha. So go ahead.
And we were cleaning out our backyard during the summer, and
Is this after or before the fire?
this is before the fire.
Okay.
And we were getting rid of a old ice house, and one of my employees was up on the tow truck, and he looked over the fence, and you could see the marijuana growing.
Are you growing marijuana in your yard?
No.
I didn't expect a different
Okay.
answer, however.
I don't believe it's her,
Did you
but-
call the police?
No.
No, I didn't.
What do you mean you don't think it's her? It's her yard.
She has tenants. I believe it was her tenants.
Oh, do you live there or you don't live there?
No, I do. I live there.
So what is your answer to her complaint? Why shouldn't you have to pay for the car?
So, if the defendant's shed catches on fire, is the defendant responsible to repair the damage regardless of how the fire started?
No, because she didn't start it. It was an accident.
Yeah, what do you think?
No.
Not responsible for the car? So if somebody has a shed next door and burns your car down, you're not responsible. Or they're not responsible.
They are responsible.
Oh, if it's your car, they're responsible. But if it's the plaintiff's car, they're not responsible. Got it. Going inside the courtroom.
I was surprised myself that the insurance company didn't cover her car, but they explained to me that since I wasn't liable for the fire, I didn't start the fire, and it was an undetermined cause, that they would not cover it.
Why must she pay for your car?
It was her shed that blew up. There's actually video.
Okay, we're
the
going to
shed
assume
blowing
for
up.
the purposes of our discussion that there was a fire.
Right.
So any more video showing me there was a fire? Well, actually, show me the video.
Okay.
This was taken on a building that's next to our building from their security.
Was it security? Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the fire? Top left?
Oh, the
Top-
yeah,
yeah,
it was
right.
top left.
Okay, so like I said, I think we have established beyond and to the exclusion of any reasonable doubt that there was a fire. The thing I need you to tell me is why should I make her pay for the, I take it you didn't have insurance
I had liability and liability
and not
only.
collision.
Right.
I mean, and not comp.
Comp, right.
So I'm sorry that this happened. I kind of wish the police had let you take the car. I don't know whether they were being overly cautious or correct in not letting you get near it. I'm sure procedure is not to let you get near it
Right.
because if they do, then you will sue them if you get burned. So that's how they're going to call it. That's why when there's a little fire, they come with 500 million jillion gallons of water, and then the problem in your house is the water, not the little fire that was, you know, it's just, that's how it's going to be. So, but what did she do wrong? If she kept chemicals in her shed, well, where is one to keep chemicals other than the shed? That's where one's supposed to keep them.
You can
So what
keep-
did she do wrong? If there was an arsonist, it wasn't her doing.
Well, this is also what, there was a heater also in the shed.
A what?
There's a heater. There's, in the pictures, there's the
Was it
picture
plugged in?
of a heater. We don't
Who
know.
would plug in a heater that they store in a shed?
But
was the heater
what-
plugged in your shed?
No, I don't
Was
have
there a
like-
heater in your shed?
No, there was a dehumidifier.
A dehumidifier.
And that
okay.
was not
You
running
got to tell
or-
me. See, here's how court works. This side comes in and says that side did me wrong, and a lot of people think, okay, they're the owner, boom, they're liable. But that's not the law. The law is she had to have had some hand in some way in the damage that occurs. She had to have done something wrong. First, you have to find her liable. Then you have to prove up your damages. That's the two parts to any lawsuit. First, are they liable to you? And second, okay, how much is your car worth? You know, how much are the damages? I'm having trouble getting past are they liable? And I don't, believe me, I don't care what her insurance company, I've, you know, like they rule one way, I rule, they say one thing, I rule another way all the time in here. They don't command what I say. But I understand why they denied coverage in this one, because unless you can say she did something wrong, you know, it's actually, you had a very good example in your answer to the complaint. If I had started a campfire, well, then I started the campfire, and it sizzled, and it caught fire to the chemicals and everything. You've got to show me what she did wrong. You know, you say, okay, well, maybe one of her tenants was growing marijuana. I say, my landlord says that 6 months ago, didn't call the police, didn't. Yeah, I don't know how that would, you know, have any bearing on the liability of who started that fire. If somebody started that fire, I don't know how that fire started.
Right,
I mean, I tend to find it very suspicious if someone walked in with burns nearby as well. I would need to see something from, you know, and people have that all the time in your position. You know, they'll have the fire report that says that they were storing something they couldn't store there. They'll have something that I can turn around and say it's your fault. But I just don't see it here.
Right.
It's just one of those things, and I'm so
all
sorry
says
that you ended up.
undetermined.
Say it again.
It all keeps coming back undetermined.
I know.
But my thing is that if we want to go on the theory that somebody was in her yard and started it, why would you have shady people going in your yard to begin with?
Okay, most of the time when shady people come in your yard, they weren't invited. That's what makes them shady. I rule in favor of the defense. I'm sorry. It's just sometimes in life, just something bad happens, and there's no one we can point to and blame and make them pay. Sometimes we just got to eat it, and this is one of those times. I'm so sorry for you. Good luck, folks. Thank you.
So the plaintiff loses this case because you just can't prove liability on the part of the defendant, so forget the damages.
Yeah, well, no matter how old the car is, just make sure you have comp.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have full coverage, whatever you got to do.
Well, that's good advice, yeah. What was it like to see this happen and see your... I've never heard of anyone whose car melted before.
I was so angry.
What's a melted
angry.
car?
It was horrible.
When it's yours, especially.
It was horrible. Horrible, especially towards the holidays.
Yeah. So what did you do after the car melted? Did you have to...
I was in shock. I couldn't do anything. I was just...
Get another car?
Yeah, my son got me one.
You got one now? You got wheels?
I got wheels.
All right. Keep it away from fires. Okay.
Thank you.
Head right down this way. Come on in here and put yourself in her shoes. Pretty rough to, watch your car melt down.
I agree.
Yeah. So you wouldn't want to be her.
I would not want to be him.
Is there anything you could have done?
No, I went out and, I wasn't about to try to put the fire out myself. It's unfortunate that the police didn't let her use...
Who's rolling the weed over there in your yard over there?
No one I know of. I don't know
Really?
where that came from.
You had no idea?
No.
The weed field right next to your shed there? You had no idea about that?
I think I would know if it was there, but I don't
Harvey?
know of it.
Okay, so short story, Kurt. If you have damage to your property, you have to prove the other side was negligent in causing that damage. If there's no negligence, guess what? There's no liability, even though you suffer damage. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.